For decades, the name Seagal meant one thing: bone-crunching Hollywood action. It was a legacy of martial arts, blockbuster movies, and a very specific kind of on-screen justice. But the next chapter of that legacy isn't being written on a film set. It's being forged inside a wrestling ring, through pain, failure, and a comeback that almost no one saw coming. This is the incredible story of how Steven Seagal's daughter, Arissa LeBrock, overcame a devastating injury and the massive shadow of her famous parents to build her own name in the brutal world of professional wrestling. This isn't just another tale about a celebrity's kid playing wrestler. It's a story of a dream that was shattered, a fall into a dark place, and an insane comeback that has put the entire industry on notice. Born to an action hero and a supermodel, Arissa LeBrock's life was supposed to be a Hollywood script. But when the dream of a WWE contract was shattered by a brutal injury that threatened to end her career, the real story began. This is the shocking truth of how she traded the runway for the wrestling ring and had to overcome a reality that nobody, not even her, saw coming. To get where Arissa LeBrock is going, you have to understand where she came from. She was born into a world of flashbulbs and fame on July 24, 1993, the daughter of action legend Steven Seagal and 80s supermodel Kelly LeBrock. She was Hollywood royalty. But that gilded cage came with immense pressure as her parents' marriage and divorce played out in tabloid headlines. In a move that would shape Arissa's life, her mother made a radical choice. She fled Hollywood, taking her kids to a quiet ranch in California's Santa Ynez Valley, determined to give them a life away from the spotlight. Kelly LeBrock has been open about this, saying, "I decided to quit Hollywood to raise my babies away from the limelight." For nearly 25 years, she raised her children largely without television to shield them. This upbringing gave Arissa a different kind of fighting spirit. While she eventually followed in her mom's footsteps as a successful plus-size model, she was also carving out her own identity. She became a powerful voice for body positivity, challenging the very industry standards her mother once defined. This journey was documented on the Lifetime series Growing Up Supermodel, where viewers saw a young woman grappling with her lineage while determined to be judged on her own merits. But under all the glamour, a different fire was burning, a passion that connected more to her father's world but was entirely her own. That fire was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Arissa began training seriously, and this wasn't some celebrity hobby. She became a dedicated and fierce competitor, training at the renowned Paragon Jiu-Jitsu and Kickboxing Academy, winning medals, and building a foundation of legit combat skill. She was merging her mother's performance art with her father's brutal combat art. This unique combo, a model's undeniable presence and a BJJ practitioner's proven toughness, made her a perfect prospect for the world of sports entertainment. And it didn't take long for the biggest name in the game to notice. In December 2019, the call every aspiring wrestler dreams of finally came. World Wrestling Entertainment, the global titan of the industry, invited Arissa for a multi-day tryout at their state-of-the-art performance center in Orlando, Florida. This was the golden ticket. The WWE Performance Center is a crucible designed to push the world's most elite athletes to their breaking point. For Arissa, this was her moment. She arrived as a promoter's dream, the daughter of an action icon, a model with TV experience, and a legitimate martial artist. The wrestling world was buzzing, but this is where her scripted life was torn apart. Disaster struck. Somewhere in the grueling chaos of the WWE tryout, Arissa suffered a severe injury. While the exact details have been kept private, the result was devastating. It wasn't a minor setback. It was a blow that brought her wrestling ambitions to a screeching halt. One moment, she was on the verge of an impossible dream. The next, it was all snatched away. Her momentum was gone. The WWE dream seemed dead. After the injury, Arissa LeBrock vanished from the wrestling world. The silence fueled rumors, but the reality was far more tragic. She wasn't banned or rejected. She was broken. The physical recovery was a long battle, but the mental toll was even worse. Arissa has been open about this, admitting she fell into a dark place. In her own words, she confessed, "I had become comfortable in the darkest, worst place in my life." It seemed the story was over, destined to be a what-if footnote in wrestling history. But the best stories are about comebacks. While Arissa was in that dark place, her phone rang. On the other end was a voice that understood struggle, a voice that knew the weight of a famous last name. It was Dustin Rhodes. If you don't know Dustin Rhodes, he's not just some trainer. He's wrestling royalty. As the son of the legendary American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and the man millions know as Goldust, Dustin understands legacy pressure better than almost anyone. Now a revered veteran coach in AEW, he had heard what happened to Arissa and saw her untapped potential. He offered her a lifeline. Come train with him at his Rhodes Wrestling Academy in Austin, Texas, away from the WWE system, to rebuild herself from the ground up at her own pace. It was the second chance she desperately needed. Arissa jumped at it, relocating and dedicating herself to the craft. The training was transformative. Rhodes didn't just work on the physical mechanics of wrestling, he rebuilt her confidence. He became her biggest cheerleader, stating confidently in interviews, "She's doing a great job, but this is only the beginning for her." He later predicted, "Pretty soon the whole world's going to be talking about Arissa LeBrock." That wasn't just praise, it was a prophecy. After months of relentless work, her moment of truth arrived. In March 2023, Arissa LeBrock graduated from the Rhodes Wrestling Academy and made her official in-ring debut at a student showcase. This wasn't in a giant arena under the bright lights of Raw. It happened in an intimate setting in Austin, Texas, in front of a small, passionate crowd, the kind that understands the sacrifice it takes just to step through those ropes. This was real. This was earned. As she stepped through those ropes, she wasn't Steven Seagal's daughter or a former model. She was a survivor. She was a professional wrestler. From the moment the bell rang, it was obvious this wasn't a gimmick. Reports from the showcase described a display of brutally efficient power, a seamless fusion of her BJJ grappling and pro wrestling offense. When the match hit the mat, her instincts took over, controlling her opponents with the calm intensity of a predator. She won her debut match in dominant fashion. That night, standing in the ring with her arm raised, she wasn't just a headline anymore. She had taken a famous last name and redefined it in her own image, with her own sweat, her own pain, and her own grit. Her legacy is no longer just what she was given, it's what she has built. Arissa LeBrock's journey is a powerful testament to resilience. She proved her passion for this business is real by choosing the hardest road possible. The question now is, what's next? The wrestling world is watching. Will she join WWE to finish the story that started with that devastating injury, or will she forge a new path in AEW alongside her mentor, Dustin Rhodes? Let us know your dream scenario for Arissa LeBrock in the comments below. The story of Arissa LeBrock's rise isn't just about wrestling. It's about identity. Born into Hollywood royalty, she chose the grit of the wrestling ring. She faced down a career-threatening injury and refused to be defeated. She is a captivating blend of her parents' star power, her mother's magnetic presence, and her father's martial arts prowess, but she's channeling it into something completely her own. She isn't riding her family's coattails. She's adding a new, brutal, and inspiring chapter to their name. From the gilded cage of Hollywood to the punishing canvas of a wrestling ring, Arissa LeBrock has proven that the most powerful legacies aren't inherited, they are earned, and her story is only just beginning.